Hey everyone, welcome to BrickVault, this is Mike and welcome to the top 10 mocks video, a video where we show some really awesome LEGO creations on a weekly basis. And at the end of the episode I'm also showing your fan creations that you guys are sending to our email. It's on the screen, brickvaultfanmocs@gmail.com. If you wanna send more for next week, the rules are below, please follow them. And before we get into those awesome mocks this week, I want you guys to check out our web store at www.brickvault.toys, where we have just added the model for the Spaceballs Eagle 5 ship. I think that is one of the most ridiculous ships in sci-fi genre in the history and at the same time one of the coolest ones. So if you want to own a highly accurate LEGO model of this one and at the same time support our channel here, we really appreciate it. Also, all the instructions purchases you guys make support the designers that we work with to complete those amazing mocks. Let's start off with this tiny castle. This one is coming from Allego, and I always like to feature a micro build that features some really nice piece usage. This one here has the core piece of the stud shooter in white, and as you can see, the stud shooter's body is used for portraying the towers, while this stud shooter's handle is used to portray some sort of corridors between those towers. There is even the use of horn and lightsaber handle pieces to create more towers in connection with the stud shooter. And if you look closely at the bottom, there is the six shooter, so this build is all about things that shoot projectiles in LEGO. Wonderful piece usage and even better imagination, and that is always what I'm looking for in LEGO builds. First Order LEGO has portrayed the Battle of Jakku as seen in the Battlefront 2 game. I did play that game a lot and I can easily recognize this part of the map. A lot of cool wrecks around here. There's a crashed X-Wing, some TIE fighter wings, and a massive piece of a capital ship also being part of the game. The terrain is made nicely so that it is not just flat, it has some hills and dips just like in the game, and it's a pretty dynamic mock as the fight keeps going on this map. This is not the first mock portraying Jakku of his, as we also had the Fallen 8080 portrayed in the Jakku desert as well, and the current one is much more complex, so I really appreciated the effort that went into this one. Here is a cool one coming from Niek G. This is the Brickswood Forest Visitor Center, and the first impression looks like it's a simple vignette, but if you look closely it's pretty complex. I really love that building. This is some sort of a steamboat or steamship of sorts portrayed as a building for a visitor center. Some nice brick built letters on the top, there is a chimney, a water wheel, and a bunch of rafts along the river. I don't know, it looks simple, but it's so packed with action there, and overall just a very pleasing display to look at. Plus the color scheme of this early autumn perhaps just works for this mock very well. Just the right amount of foliage against concrete and buildings, and it all makes a beautiful piece of display that you can easily be proud of. Let's get some sci-fi vibes in this episode. This is David Roberts and his Turbinia speeder bike. Now you gotta admit that is one of the most unique speeder bikes I have seen, and probably you did as well. It looks like a shrimp to me for some reason. I mean, the round shape and the panels around it just look like a shrimp, but it's pretty cool. That must be a massive engine giving this thing a high velocity, if I may. And the color combo of red and green just works, plus the dark silver or dark metal for the engine and the gribbling for all the equipment inside. There's a minifigure on top. I think he should have a canopy, getting those speeds just safe for him. But overall, a design that's so crazy yet so fun to look at that I really wouldn't mind having this on my desk just as a crazy build. Now here is something to make you thinking. This is Peter Reid and his Notepad. You really have to take a closer look to notice that it is LEGO. Just the studs on the bottom of the lower brick just give it away, but everything else is pure LEGO. Just a bunch of stacked vertical hinge pieces with the blue part being the lines of the Notepad. The pencil is very clever as well, with I think the lightsaber piece sticking at the top, and the rings I think are made from that weapon that one of the Marvel characters was holding in I think Black Panther sets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are some excellent piece usages right here, and another great example of simple LEGO going epic. The mech of today's week is the Reinhardt from Tsai, and it is not the most fancy mech I've seen. I mean, it's not that crazy to build as it seems, but it has something to do with it, maybe the quality of photography or just the posability of this thing. Forgive my ignorance, but I guess that is a character from Overwatch or some sort of game. I don't play many games lately, so forgive me my ignorance again, but still I appreciate the LEGO build on its own, no matter what kind of game or lore it is from, and it is really nice to see a smaller mech that is really posable and fits your desk for a change. And I guess everyone is playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, the Rockstar Games massive game. I have a copy of myself, but still haven't opened it yet, no time. Here is a trifecta of mocks from the Wild West: the Sheriff's Office, the Undertaker's Office, and the Red Rose Saloon. Each one of them is amazing. I just love the simplicity of a Wild West ghost town and just the standardized size of place that these were made on. I think my favorite must be the saloon with this iconic wooden structure around it, and the choice of minifigures to complement the builds is just perfect. I think he put a lot of effort into this. Just a perfect MOCs to have when you are putting some hours into this beautiful game, and just seeing this week reminds me that I really need to find time to finally launch the game. The next one I got for you today is the Transformer by Jerry Builds Bricks, and yes, it transforms. That is the Bumblebee, I think, because it goes from Camaro to a BattleBot, and I chose this one for this week's list because usually those builds do not look very good in the car form before they transform, but this one doesn't really tell or give away the transformation before it goes unfolding. The car just looks good. It can be comparable to the Speed Champion Slime, for example, in the size and the looks, and when it transforms it actually looks like a proper BattleBot. So kudos for creativity and some really cool connections there, plus again the fact that you can hide this guy among the unsuspecting Speed Champion sets and nobody will tell the difference. And as we are in the cars topic, why not include one more that's pretty unique? That is the Lotus Esprit from James Bond movie, namely the Roger Moore era, The Spy Who Loved Me, and this is its submersible version, when the car actually turns into a submarine. The build is made by Peña, and here is a quick fun fact about the real car. In 2013 it was purchased by no one else but Elon Musk for a whopping £550,000. So talk about uniqueness, right? The car is fully white with black elements as in the real thing, has an opening doors and things like that, and would satisfy any James Bond's fan. And the last mock for this week's list is coming from a very talented and unique builder, FLAVIO. It is not a big build, it's actually another mech, that is the Box. A drone that's looking like something taken from the Portal Valve game maybe? But really what I wanna feature is not only this mock of his, but also a bunch of the other ones like mechs, ships, drones, whatnot. Anything basically coming from this builder is unique in shape and form, and I really love those clean looks and the unique futuristic approach to every single thing that he makes. That is one of the builders I always keep coming back to, and every single of his mocks just automatically lands on the list. So if you haven't already, check him out in the links below, and also every other designer that I mentioned in this week's episode. Alright guys, and that's gonna be it for this week's top 10 mock showcase. I hope you liked this selection. It was a bit different than the usual. Check the designers' websites again, give them a solid follow. And now it's time to show off your creations you guys have been sending. These are really cool and I always appreciate sifting through them. If you wanna send more, all the information is below in the description. Thanks so much for watching. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault.